The following slides are also going to have some of my opinions as I vocalize them, and I just want everyone to know that the following comments that I make are my opinions and my opinions alone. This is the cover page for a request for proposals of architectural planning services for the Exeter Township Municipal Complex to be located at the Promenade Shopping Center. And you will see in here the grandiose plans that they have for this property. And the cost for this, they refuse to tell us. They claim they don't know. But I believe it's going to be in the $45 to $50 million cost range. Now, I've been a finance accounting, cost accounting, a specialty. I've built these kind of buildings overseas for companies I worked for, and I don't think I'm going to be far off. So their plan is to build, as you'll see later in this document, fire stations, EMS, police, administration. They've recently added an Olympic-sized swimming pool and a community center. So this is going to be everything to everyone at this one location, which is a very bad idea. If you know the promenade, all those things up there with police, EMS, and fire coming out into the traffic, it's going to be a mess. So who wins and loses in this proposal? Well, my opinion is that the contractors and the special interests behind this program are going to be the real winners. They're going to put a lot of our tax dollars in their pockets. Who loses? The people that live in Exeter Township and the taxpayers, because all the money that we receive from selling the sewer plant is going to be gone. And then we're going to experience higher maintenance costs on brand new buildings. And we never took care of our buildings to begin with. They're dilapidated at the current time. And then we're going to have more employees that will service the swimming pool and the community center, increased pension costs. In 2015, our pension liability was funded with $16 million. 4 years later, at the end of 2019, those pension funds are $33 million. So if it doubles again in another 4 years, we have to come up with $33 million to make it $66 million. Where do you think that money's going to come from? I think we have a real serious problem. But here we are on page 1. And I just want to point out that this is the introduction page. It talks about the proposal process, and then it gives a little background about our community. But on the next page, it starts to tell us what they're going to do, the project summary. And I'm telling you, their plan is to spend. When I say $45 to $50 million, I know it's going to be close to that. All the things they want to build. But COVID changed all of this. We don't have to have such a large footprint any longer. We've learned that people can work from home if they're managed properly. So we don't need as much an administration building. So that's what I'm suggesting here. And this is going to be a huge cost that they're proposing. I mean, really gigantic. And here's where the costs start to climb. When you see they're going to use green space materials. Now, I don't have anything against green space materials, but they are very, very costly. You have to spend extra money for this. That's why this program, I don't believe I'm exaggerating when I say $45 to $50 million. They've even positioned themselves so that they could go out and issue more bonds to get additional monies. The next page here, page 3, you're going to see some of the things that they're asking for. Walkability to surrounding neighborhoods. Are they kidding? They need to walk around into the neighborhoods? Why? That means walking paths and then charging stations. And I've got to tell you, electric is a fad, and it's soon going to be over. I've been out in the Bay Area, out in California, where they have hydrogen fueling stations already built all around the Bay Area, and I've driven a hydrogen car. They are coming up, that technology, they're working out the bugs, and that's what we're going to be driving soon. A hydrogen-fueled car with the only thing that they expel is water. And hydrogen is the most prevalent element in the universe. Now, if you take a look at our administration offices that they're talking about, everything in there: finance, human resources, parks and recreation, engineering, conference rooms, public meeting rooms, kitchens, mail room, server IT room, a vault, copy storage room, public restrooms, restrooms for employees. All of this can fit in a building that's currently available for us to lease. I've spoken to the owner. He's a great businessman in the community, and he's willing to lease it to us, sell it to us, and I think we could even negotiate a lease purchase agreement. It's over 10,000 square feet. It will hold everything we need it to hold. And we could save millions of dollars by leasing instead of building brand new. They won't even consider my idea. The same thing with the police department and the highway department. We could save millions of dollars by utilizing the current site that we have, by turning it over to the police and the highway department and putting in $1 million to $2 million, certainly less than $3 million to bring it up to current levels, and they'll benefit from it. We'll benefit from the current building. There's no need to build brand new buildings. It's a perfect site for the police to enter and exit 422, or go back behind that into towards Ole and so forth. It's a great location. Whereas the promenade, with all these things built up there, it's going to be a disaster for traffic if there's an emergency that occurs. So I think we need to really think about what these people are suggesting and how much money they want to spend. It's excessive. It's a bad plan. COVID-19 changes it, but they're not listening to any of us, and they don't want to think about it. So the next page, page 4, we talk about some other things here. You'll see miscellaneous. Look at this. Look what they want. They want a food court with 4 users. 4 users. What are they going to put, a McDonald's in there? A Jack in the Box maybe? Who are they going to have in this food court, and who's it for? They want a central dining area, a technology lounge, indoor-outdoor walking trails. Are they serious? And a gymnasium. They want to compete with the other gyms in the area. I mean, there's no need to do that. I mean, these are our public servants that it looks like they're reversing the roles for us. They don't need all of this. It's excessive. It's far too much. Now, it's not the only thing they're doing. They recently added an Olympic-sized pool to this menu. along with a community center. Now, this community center could cost us $5 to $10 million alone. And an Olympic-sized swimming pool also is very costly. And so we're looking at adding more employees for the community center and for the pool. And again, our pension fund in 2015 was funded with $16 million. In 2019, 4 years later, that pension fund grew to $33 million. If we do this sort of thing, in another 4 years, that $33 million is going to should be $66 million. And where are we going to come up with a quick $33 million? I know you can guess where that's coming from, out of your pocket in taxes. It's really, really a bad idea for these guys. And I'm going to continue with a little discussion about things here, because I think it's important that we think about them. But at least from my perspective, my opinion, the other thing they're going to throw in here they talked about was a crosstown connector. That's another $13 to $15 million. So they've already set up a situation where they can issue bonds again to bring in more money to do all this. So with a crosstown connector, that adds another $12 to $15 million on top of the $45 to $50 million I'm claiming they're going to spend. So also, think about the economic value of all this. They tried to sell this program as economic development. But you and I both know that economic development entails retail stores, manufacturing plants, housing developments. These things pay property taxes. They pay income taxes, and they generate sales tax. Government buildings will not do that. We'll have to maintain these buildings. We've never maintained any of our buildings. So you see the incredible tax increases that are going to occur when we've blown away all of our reserves and borrowed more money to go into more debt. Right now our current budget is funded by $1.7 million of sewer fund money. They're not even collecting the taxes right now to support the current budget. So what do you think is going to happen when they implement all of these things? It's not going to be good. It's going to hurt us tremendously. I think that, I have a plan that will save us $47 million or more. We don't need a crosstown connector, first of all. Secondly, we don't need to build all these buildings. Turning the police station and the admin building that we currently have over completely to the police and the highway department, upgrading that, and then moving everybody up to this building that we can lease. It's a beautiful building. I toured it with the owner. It's up to date, but they want to buy it for $800,000 or more, and they want to tear it down. Tell me, is that a waste of taxpayer money? I think it is. So we need to put an end to this, and the only people that can do that is the residents. If you call in and complain and insist that they should not do this. They promised us a town hall. They never held it. And this was way before COVID. But they put it off, and now they're not even going to give us a chance. They'll give a survey. They'll conduct this survey, on whether we should have recycling 1 week, every week, or every 2 weeks, and they claim, well, we're going to do it because that's what the public wants. But they won't allow a survey on this promenade. It's the hypocrisy of the few people that are controlling our township. And that the last person on the board who came up with this cockamamie idea, by the way, David Spees, is still on the board. I don't trust him. I've caught him in several lies. His character, as far as I am concerned, is questionable. He's the last one on the board, and you can't talk to this guy. He doesn't want to listen. And I think that these guys are going to bail on us when things get tough. Spieth has a home in the Carolinas and one in Florida. Gaultier has a home in Carolinas. Joe Staub has one in Virginia. And Cusadis, who is another guy on the board who was a big proponent of this plan, well, he just bailed on us. He resigned and he moved to Harrisburg. So we're going to be left holding the tax bomb that's going to explode on all of us when they spend all of our money on this really bad idea. You know, it's a 60s idea that came out of Granger's, John Granger, our former manager, and Lisa Vanderlane, to have this community center. It's not necessary today. Community centers are the thing of the 60s. It's really, though, a plan to move our tax dollars into the hands of special interest and their contractors that they're associated with. Make no mistake about that. In my opinion, this is what's happening, and this is why they're so fervently moving towards this as quickly as they can and will not entertain any other ideas. So I think my plan saves us money because it would be very nice to have good accommodations for the people that work for our township, but not these exquisite Taj Mahals they want to build. And in the process, following my plan, we could save $46 million, let's say. And I would invest it wisely, conservatively. I'm a fiscal conservative, and I would put it in treasuries, which is a requirement of the state. Right now, the rate is 1.66%, or it was 1.66%. It's moved up recently to 1.77%. And the experts think that by the end of this year, it'll be at 3%. And on 3%, $47 million, we have interest every year of $1.4 million. And that's a nice subsidy to our current budget, which is being subsidized right now at $1.7 million from sewer proceeds. We've got to be conservative and careful about spending taxpayer money, and these people are not. To me, I look at these supervisors, especially Spieth, and I think he's a crazy man to entertain this plan. It's going to bankrupt the township. And then with pressure from school taxes coming up, those people that are already paying $10,000 to $12,000 a year in taxes, I mean, I could see you going up to $15,000, $4,000 or $5,000 more a year in taxes if this plan goes through. So think about it. Start putting questions out there. Write to the supervisors. Tell them you don't want this plan. You want them to listen to David Hughes and his plan. And get in their face if you have to. Write them. Talk about this on Nextdoor. I'm going to quickly take us through the remainder of the slides. I won't be commenting on these. They're just information on concerning how to form the submission from the architect and present it to them and what information they need. So I hope you'll be serious about this. I hope you believe some of the things they're saying, or believe all of them, because I'm trying to be as truthful as possible. And we'll see what happens. Thank you.